Hello, my name is Eric and I'm doing another one of my film photography vlogs called One Body, One Lens, One Roll, One Day. I am here at Roscoe Ewing Park in kind of the heart of Medina. Been here a couple times already. It is a little chilly September morning. There was some fog out earlier, but I didn't make it out in time to catch the fog. But it is warming up a little bit, so that's kind of cool. It's a little damp, probably rained and some dew and stuff like that. Today's camera is my Pentax Super Program. You've seen this camera many times. Today's lens is the Pentax SMC FA Star 85mm 1.4. Now, Pentax has two series of pro level lenses. One is the Star series, and this is one of them. The other one is their limited series. Limited basically means limited production. They make so many of them. I think there's about 12 limited lenses. They kind of work on one, they make so many, and then they kind of change the line for the next lens. And it takes them 2 or 3 years to get through the cycle of all the limited lenses before they come back to the original one. So it's a limited production lens. And usually those are some very nice lenses. I've used the 31mm and the 77 before. Those are some very nice, very sharp lenses. The other series is their Star series, and this is one of those Star series. Now, this is one of their older Star series. This is the FA. The new version, the DFA, is a little different in the fact that it does not have an aperture ring. This one does have the aperture ring, so I can use it on my Super Program and control the aperture. The other way is the DFA is also weather resistant. So if you take one of their digital cameras that are extremely well weather resistant, you could take that lens out, you get rained on pretty hard, and you'd be fine. Today's film, I've got some Kodak Ektachrome 64T. This is tungsten balanced, so it's a very warmish film, I think, or maybe it's bluish film. I will check on that, and then get back to you. But it's some slide film. And I've only done a couple episodes with slide film, and 2 or 3 of them have been messed up, so I'm going to try it again. This stuff is expired in 1999, so 25-year-old slide film. Now, typically with negative film, you would overexpose because of the age. One stop for about every 10 years if you don't know the condition. I don't know the condition of this one. This is slide film or positive film, so it does things the exact opposite, where normally you'd maybe want to underexpose. Well, being the fact that this is of this age, I'm gonna set this for like ISO 50 and see what I get. I'm not gonna guarantee I'm gonna get anything, so that's half the fun. But I'm gonna load this thing up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so tungsten film like this 64T is designed to be shot under tungsten lighting, which is like 3200 Kelvin on your scale, and produce very fine grain. This is more designed towards studio, copy work, and stuff like that. But in doing so, when you're shooting under tungsten light, and that throws a very yellowish, orangish yellowish light at you, this should be adding some blue to neutralize it. Now, it's a very early morning and I'm getting some very warm light off the sun, so these images as they come out, I would think may be either very neutral as opposed to warm that you may be seeing on the video camera, or maybe even slightly on the cool side as it's maybe overcorrecting because there's not enough of a shift towards the tungsten base. But we'll see what happens, and again, with the age of film, I might get some color drift or color shifting already. So this is going to be an experiment. Let me see what I can get. Now there's some deer in the distance. I don't have a long enough lens to really kind of get in on them. There's about 3 of them over there. Just kind of chilling out in this early morning. All right, wish I had something like a 200 or 300. I'd be able to get them a little bit better, but I don't. I got the 85. But, framed them up nice with the branches and stuff. All right, let me keep going down the path. Let me see what else I can get. Now when you're shooting slide film, you don't have the exposure latitude that a negative film has. So black and white and color negative film, usually you can go about a 3-stop, well, or maybe 2-stop overexposure, about a stop and a half underexposure, and still get good results. You may be able to push a little bit more, but you might have to really work it to get a good image out of it. Slide film really only has about a half a stop of good exposure latitude. Maybe you can stretch it to 1 stop. Again, depends on how you scan it or how you try to print it, but you might have to be making some adjustments. But slide film really has to have a really good, you know, kind of like dead-on exposure. It's a little trickier, but it does have a totally different feel than a negative, because the positive, your 2x2 slide, for 35 millimeter anyway, I mean, that's what it is. You took the shot. It's a positive image. You can see everything. It's all on that film. Where on a negative, it's reversed, and when you scan it or when you print it, it's already a copy of a copy, or a copy of the original. So you sometimes can lose a little something. So a lot of classic photographers love to shoot slide film because they wanted, you know, the best and get the work off of the original. Now the other thing is that this park is filled with a lot of black walnut trees. And I'm hearing walnuts drop out of the tree. And you know, I've heard several loud thumps on the grass. One just hit the water. There just went another one. So I'm hoping I don't get hit by one. I'm hoping my camera doesn't get hit by one. So I just have to keep my eyes out and don't like stand underneath a tree. All right, let me get some more shots. Let me see what I can do. Currently shooting at f1.4 just because I'm kind of in and out of shaded areas, and I was getting about a 2/50th of a second, so really good being able to handhold this. There's a creek here. I'm getting some cool reflections off it. There's a trestle, train trestle over there, some graffiti underneath it, and within 85 I can get in kind of tight but still keep the environment, so that's always kind of cool. If I had a longer lens, I probably could pull it up a little bit more. Maybe I could walk down to it. Creek's not moving too fast. I just don't have the right shoes for it. I've got my tennis shoes on, and you know, I probably should have my hiking boots if I'm going to go. Ooh, one landed right near me. Gotta love those black walnut trees. All right, let me see what else I can get. Be right back. A couple of those black walnuts just hit that trestle, or the bridge I was just on. Well, I'm glad I'm not standing there at the moment. I'm on shot 32. I've got about 4 or 5 shots left, depending upon what it'll let me do. Let me see what I can get in this area. I'm not going to go down that area just because of slippery and wet and stuff like that. But I got some cool stuff over here. I got the graffiti over there. I still got the creek. I got underneath the bridge I was just at, nice shady area, kind of full of textures and rocks and stuff like that. All right, let me see what I can get. Be right back. Okay, so I got to my 36 shots. I got 36 out of this roll, not 37. It stopped halfway through the winding of the next frame. All right, so remember to rewind these old guys. Release button on the bottom. Sometimes they're on the front. Some of the Olympus cameras are on front. Sometimes they're on the top. Some of the old Leica rangefinders, they were on the top. But I like to push and hold it down. Grab your rewind. And it's about as many shots as you took, is about as many times it's going to rewind. So this roll of 36 gives me about 36 rewinds here. And right about now it lets go. Cool. There's my roll of film. Again, today we were at Roscoe Ewing Park, middle of Medina. It's a nice little park, jungle gym, big open area, play frisbee, flag football, nice walking path, dog path, nice little creek. Cool photogenic stuff. Today's camera, my Pentax Super program. I really should probably grab another Pentax body around here someplace. Today's lens was the Pentax FA Star. That's one of their pro level lenses. They have replaced this with the DFA, the digitally optimized one, but this is the classic film one. 85 millimeter 1.4, very, very good in low light. Today's film was some 25-year-old expired Kodak Ektachrome 64 tungsten. So it's designed for tungsten light, designed for very warm light. If you follow the Kelvin scale, probably around 3200 Kelvinish. So this film probably has a blue cast to it to kind of counteract that tungsten light. However, I'm shooting in daylight, but it's a very warm, sunny, nowhere near 3200, but with weird color stuff and with, or not weird color stuff, possibly a weird color shift, and the age of the film and the fact that it's tungsten, I don't know what I'm going to get. This is going to be an experimental roll. This is a real slice. It's going to take me a little longer to get back. So from when I shoot this, which is late September, it might be sometime late October or even into November before I get this back. Usually about 4 to 6 weeks, typical slide film turnaround. All right, thanks for watching. Photos will be posted at the end. Feel free to give them a thumbs up. Feel free to comment on what camera that you used or your experience with some of the Star Series or even the limited series Pentax optics. All right, thanks for watching. Oh, feel free to subscribe. New episodes come out every Friday, Saturday, with possible bonus episodes, usually location specific. I did one on Mansfield Reformatory, if you like spooky places. Shot that all in black and white. Burned like 7 rolls of film there. Feel free to check it out. It's one of my longer episodes. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next episode.